Hi, Jan.
Hey, Julia, how are you?
Good. Happy
Good.
post-holiday.
Yes, we made it.
So our topic for today is USDA loans and how we can help our buyers get qualified and um, yeah, for USDA loans here locally.
Yes. Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
So
So, yeah,
we're
fire
gonna jump,
away.
yeah, we're gonna just jump into it. Do USDA loans require a down payment?
No. So that is the beauty of a USDA loan and what attracts a lot of people to move towards that because they don't require a down payment. So zero down, so you get to finance 100% of the purchase price,
That's amazing. So are
right?
there specific homes that do qualify and what kind of makes, USDA a little bit unique?
Yes. So unique in the fact that it's a rural development loan. So that just means it's kind of, well, in our area, that would mean almost anything outside of the Salem Kaiser area. So if you think of all the little towns that surround Salem Kaiser, so Independence, Dallas, Sublimity, Silverton, Jervis, Woodburn. So if you think of all the little towns that surround the big metropolitan area, those are the towns that qualify. And I think that there oh yeah, so the property needs, the eligibility would be considered if it's less than 35,000 in population.
Yeah. And
So
there is also a map too of USDA qualifying,
yeah, all you have to
property
do, you could
areas.
just Google search USDA property eligibility and you type in an address and then it'll tell you eligible, not eligible. And there are actually some property addresses that are like on that border of the Salem area that do qualify. So something to pay attention to. There was a listing that I just saw that I was like, you know what? I think this is out kind of far west Salem. So I typed it in and sure enough, it qualified for USDA. So
Yeah. The nice thing about USDA too is the fact that you do have to use it as a primary residence. So it is for like first time home buyers that
yes.
are trying to get eligible, that are looking, for like a rural, area to
Yeah.
live in. Can you use it as an investment property or secondary homes?
Nope. Nope. You have to use it as your primary residence. So
And
not for an investment property, not for a second home. And you also, like, if you have $20,000 sitting in a retirement, or not 20,000, 20% down sitting in a retirement or your checking or savings account, you can't like opt to say, well, I want to do zero down USDA. So they're going to look at all of that. And if you have the funds available to you, they're going to say that unfortunately you can't qualify for the program. That's not really is the purpose of it. So just another kind of caveat of the program. If you have the money for the anything over 10%, then they probably aren't going to approve you for the USDA loan.
what is like the eligible requirements for income for USDA loans?
Yeah, so that's probably the biggest caveat to a USDA loan is that you can actually only make a certain amount of money to qualify for the program. So in our area, with a family of four, you can only make $90,300 a year for the whole household. So that means too that say the husband's going to be on the loan, but the wife's not going to be on the loan. Typically, then in that case, we wouldn't even look at the wife's income. But with USDA, they want to look at her income too and see if that bumps you over the threshold of that $90,300 a year. So, and then at that point, if you're making $90,000 and you have a $800 truck payment and you have a $20,000 student loan and some other debts, it might knock you out of the qualification for the loan because they're also pretty strict on your debt to income requirements.
What is the debt to income ratio that buyers have to stick to?
Yeah, so the highest that I've seen them go is like a 33% on the front end. So that just means your housing payment. is 33% of your income. And then your total debt to income, it can go up to about 43%. And that's if you have a really high credit score. The lower your credit scores are, then the lower that will start to, ding what they'll accept for a debt to income ratio. So the USDA program is the most strict when it comes to debt to income ratios.
What is the your credit score requirement for a USDA loan?
Most lenders in anywhere that I've seen for a USDA loan are going to want to see a 640 credit score. So that's another, FHA will allow you to go down all the way to 580. So it's just a kind of another caveat it's a small box that you have to fit into for the program. But if you fit into that criteria, it really is one of the most amazing programs.
Let's talk about like seller contributions and how, are they able to contribute towards closing costs, and what's the limit, and how would a buyer qualify to have the seller contribute?
Yeah, so they are very lenient when it comes to seller contributions. They'll allow that high point of 6% towards the contributions towards closing costs. So if you have a $300,000 purchase price, for example, 6% of that is $18,000. So there's a lot of playroom there if you were able to get the seller to agree to that 6% seller contribution, that you could buy down the interest rate. A lot of things that you could do with the total 6% seller contribution.
That's fantastic. And for these kinds of loans, like if the buyer is unable, to be able to cover their closing costs, are they able to receive gifted funds to be able to?
They can receive a gift. Of course, it still needs to be from a family member. So family, again, I think we've talked about this in some of our other videos. A family member is a parent, a step parent, a brother, a sister. So yeah, it would allow gift funds. So, but you might not need them if the seller is going to contribute towards your closing costs. In essence, really all you would have to do is your earnest money, which could come from a gift. But if the seller is paying all your closing costs, and again, the program allows for 100% financing of the purchase price, you could essentially get your earnest money back at closing. So if you did a $2,000 earnest money and the seller's paying all your closing costs, you're walking into a new home with $0 out of pocket.
Yeah, that can definitely be beneficial.
Right. Yeah. A game changer for a lot of people.
Yeah. So let's talk about mortgage insurance. Does this specific loan require mortgage insurance?
Yeah.
And what does that look like?
Yeah, this USDA is a lot like FHA, where they have an upfront mortgage insurance premium, and then they also have a monthly. The nice thing about USDA is both of those numbers are less than FHA. So the upfront is 1% of the financed amount, and that gets financed into the loan. So if you have $100,000 loan, there's a 1% or $1,000 guaranteed upfront fee that gets paid to USDA. So then essentially you're financing $101,000. So you don't have to come in with that upfront fee out of pocket. It gets financed into the loan. And then there's a monthly fee, and that's 0.35%. So each month you're paying to them 0.35%. On the $100,000 loan example, which I know wouldn't really be the case, that 0.35% would be $35 a month. So on $300,000, we're talking $105 a month monthly onto your mortgage payment that you're paying every single month.
Yeah. So let's just kind of recap what we've talked about in this short amount of time.
A lot of information. Yes.
So if you're a buyer and you're thinking that you want to qualify for a USDA loan, so you have to have a credit score of at least 640.
Right.
You can't make more than $90,300 for a family of up to 4.
Correct.
And we, if you contact a realtor like myself, we can let you know whether or not a property would qualify for a USDA loan. We can just look at it.
Yep, exactly. Myself or you, or even the consumer can, like I said, do the Google search, but sometimes it's easier just to ask us to do it, and then we have the information.
We are super helpful, and we'll definitely look it up for you. It's
it's
not a problem at all. And So yeah, I think like the credit score is going to be a big factor in it, and like what you make, annually to be able to
Right.
qualify. And then, yeah.
Yes.
So reach out to us. Our phone numbers are on the screen. We would love to chat with you guys. We're always available. And if we're not, just leave a message. We'll call you right back. We're super responsive.
Yes, absolutely.
We're here to educate, and yeah, we're here for you guys. So don't be afraid to
hesitate.
reach out.
Just reach out. No question is a silly question.
Yeah. So we'll be able to figure out which program is best suited for you and your family. And yeah. Well, thank you so much, Jen, for being here with
Yes.
me. And we'll catch up with you next week and
Okay,
talk
sounds
about a
good.
different loan program.
Yay.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, guys.
Bye.